In our last video, we looked at the theme of compassion, and we used the story of the Good Samaritan and how the Good Samaritan showed compassion to the man who was injured.
In that story, it was the Samaritan who made a real difference to the man's situation. The priest and the Levite that came before him saw the man on the side of the road, and while they might have felt sorry for him, they chose to do nothing. But it was the Samaritan who picked up the man and took him to the place where he could get help, and was generous in helping him to move on from that situation.
The Samaritan was a man who knew that to show compassion, you have to take action. That if you show sympathy or sorrow, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change the circumstances. But the Samaritan knew that when he took action, he was showing genuine compassion.
For example, if in life Paul is going through a time where he's feeling really sick, and I come along and just say to him, Paul, isn't that rubbish that you're feeling sick today? Then that's showing sympathy, but it doesn't really do anything to change or impact the situation. However, if I decide to go out of my way to make him some soup or get him some medicine so that he can feel better, then that's going to have a really big change and really help impact Paul's situation.
And that would be much better if you're feeling sad or ill, like Jester said, and someone helps you and shows you compassion through their actions, then you feel much better. And when we make an action that shows our compassion, it gets an amazing reaction, because actually something amazing happens. If someone is feeling upset and someone shows them compassion, then they feel so much better. And we want to show you something which actually is a way that an amazing reaction turns to a couple of things that are quite nice and quite normal into something which is amazing. In that experiment, when the Mentos, the sweets, fall into the Coke, they cause a reaction with all the carbon dioxide, the bubbly bits inside the Coke, which makes it all go up and shoot up in a giant fountain. But those Mentos stay there. They don't dissolve, they still are in the Coke. And when we do compassionate actions for people, it causes a reaction that leaves something with that person to help them remember about someone's act of kindness.
At the end of the story of the Good Samaritan, Jesus talks to the people that he's telling the story to, and he says to them, "In your opinion, which one of these three acted like a neighbour towards the man attacked by the robbers?" And the teacher of the law answered, "The one who was kind to him." So Jesus replied, "You go then and do the same."
So we need to be people who go and do good actions, actions of compassion to other people. And we want you to consider how you might go about doing that.
Why don't you have a chat with the people around you after this about who you could show compassion to? Think about the people in your school. Who could you show compassion to, and how could you do that in a practical way?
Or maybe it's the people in your family. Maybe one of your family is in a difficult situation at the moment. Or maybe someone needs cheering up. What act of compassion could you do at home in order to help them?
Or even like the Good Samaritan, maybe there's someone that you know of who you maybe don't know really well, but you know they're going through a really tough time right now, and they could really do with an act of compassion to help them out.
And as we do those acts of compassion, I wonder what amazing reactions that we'll see. They may not be quite as spectacular as the fountain of Coca-Cola, but actually for those people that we show the care and compassion for, it will be more significant than that fountain. So as Jesus said, why don't we go and do likewise?